Hey guys, Armagun here with another episode from the gun library. Today, we are checking out the Browning automatic rifle model of 1918 A2, aka the World War II edition. Let's get gun-pilled with another dose of gun education. Alright guys, today the goal is to give you an understanding of the Browning automatic rifle, the bar, and I'm going to go through the features, the specs, brief history, the ergonomics, as well as how all the controls work so you know how to run it yourself and how most effectively to use it. I'll touch briefly upon the positives, the negatives, and give you my final thoughts. But, question of the day, would you rather have rocked the BAR or the Bren? There is a correct answer on this one, but yeah, I'll leave it to you guys. I'll explain my answer, my reasoning at the end of the video. Now, the mighty bar was chambered in 30-06. That's this dude right here next to a 12 gauge, a 5.56 green tip, because we're fancy. And this time a proper 9mm, because in the last one someone made fun of my blazer. Then, to put things in perspective, here's the BAR next to its World War II bros. We have the Garland, just not Grand, and the 1911, which is obviously not World War II spec. That's okay. The Thompson M1A1, and of course, the BAR itself. Just a beast of a gun. Huge. This beast stretches out 48 inches and weighs in, as you see it with the carry handle, at about 21 pounds. And if you're looking to raise the bar of your own collection with a unit such as this, stateside Ohio Ordnance, you can get them for about $7,500. That's for a semi-automatic remanufactured gun. If you want a real deal, transferable class 3 MG, be prepared to shell out like 35 to 45K USD. It is nuts, but that's how transferable full autos work stateside. International price, I'm guessing about 5K euro, thanks to Jumbo Shrimp, our overseas correspondent. And a quick shout out to our featured partner today, UF Pro, with their new Delta Ace Gen 3 Winter Combat Jacket. This thing is awesome, part of their Active Extreme line, designed to keep you comfortable, moisture managed in their just nastiest weather. Right around freezing when it's windy and wet and gross, which is kind of what it's like where I am right now. This thing has been phenomenal. They redesigned it, you're gonna love it, and it pairs best with one of their pairs of Striker XT Gen 3s. Check them out. Now, the Browning automatic rifle was designed by the god of guns, at least in the West, and that was John Moses Browning. Now, he designed this end of World War I to be this unique walking fire gun, where troops could venture out into no man's land between trenches and retake the ground with enormous firepower from this enormous gun. Post-World War, they started to see the benefit of machine guns much more, and lighter versions of machine guns. So this was kind of the de facto light machine gun for America going into World War II. They also had the Browning 30 cal in 1919, and its various variants. That was more of a medium machine gun. So they had this kind of weird gun, which was the bar. And honestly, I'm going to say this, it might ruffle a few feathers. This was the worst ever version of the bar. Sorry, but it's true. Colt had developed in the 20s a pistol grip version, a version with a detachable barrel, lots of great things. Meanwhile, in Belgium, FN, who had the rights to do it there, also designed some freaking cool guns. And their FN Bar Model D, which stood for detachable barrel, man, that thing was freaking awesome. It also had the different fire rates, controls, ergonomics, everything was better with that gun, and America could have had it. But they had this. Thank goodness for the Garand. That thing freaking saved the day. Not to say this wasn't used effectively, it just had a lot of issues plaguing it that could have been addressed with a few easy changes. But I guess they worked well enough because they did see service into and beyond the Korean War as well. So, I am feeling every bit of this 21-pound gun. It is fantastic though. Of course, we are open bolt. We have the charging handle right here. It is non-reciprocating. It's very slick and smooth, by the way, as well. Very nice. Magazine release is in here. It's not super great, but the mags are double stack, double feed, so they're easy to load, and they're pretty lightweight. The selector on these things are pretty interesting. You have two different types, basically. There's a fast, a slow full auto with a safe, and then there's a fire, semi-automatic, automatic, and safe. So this is fire, this is automatic. This little detent in here, you push it down to slide it into safe, which is kind of interesting. It's very easy to slide this thing into fire, but to get into safe, you have to make a deliberate effort. And that was just done so the soldiers didn't accidentally switch it into safe when they were on the battlefield needing to fire. Trigger pull, actually quite nice. We have a rather unique adjustable gas block up here. You pop a pin, you spin it, and then you re-put the pin in one of these other brackets, which correspond to different sized gas holes in here. This is a long stroke piston driven gun with a tilting bolt lockup. It of course has a barrel shroud, aka shoulder thing, that goes up, a flash hider which threads on and secures this bipod, which you can also easily just take off because it's trash. Your front sight is reasonably fine, but your rear sight is non-existent. Get this little express notch and then this very elaborate graduated sight. Ergonomics, your balance point, this is very difficult, is right about there. Oh. So once again, even with the barrel shroud deployed, we are really fatiguing holding this thing on target. You're definitely going to want to use this with the bipod, or perhaps from the hip is a little better, or otherwise lean this chonky handguard up against something for support to use this thing effectively. The carry handle is nice for just carrying because it's very heavy and it's not the most comfortable gun to carry slung. Lots of hard pokey bits that find just the right spot to get you in the back. Shoulder firing with this grip is also very uncomfortable. It's just, A, it's girthy AF, and B, it just really puts your wrist in an awkward location to try and, fire this thing, even semi-automatic. Not fun. But spraying down the battlefield with this guy in its slow, very manageable fire rate, and again, very controllable given the weight and the heft of this thing, that is very pleasurable. The other ergonomic drawback is the magazine change. It's in here, which is just weird. So don't like that. You don't have the option for making this a pseudo crew serve weapon where you can have, you know, a gunner behind the gun and then a guy helping you swap mags every time. That was a great feature of the Brenz and most top feed systems, but I digress. Negatives. Now, there are many, and I briefly touched on most of them already. This gun is heavier than it needs to be and overbuilt in different ways, like these reinforced guide ribs for the mags. Even this removable trigger group, it's like super heavy just on its own. The bipod is atrocious. Just the worst design. It's all wing nuts. I don't know what. But yes, bipod's awful. Many soldiers just chucked them, which is why they're less common to find complete with rifles today. Mags weren't always known for being the most durable. That was the one lightweight aspect of the gun. The sights on the A2 are pretty terrible. They were better on the the original for World War I, and what was also used by some other commercial variants that Colt was producing at the time. Lacking good ergonomics for controlling it. Like the other ones that had the pistol grip, way better. Way better. Even other countries like Poland and Sweden, who adopted a version of the bar well before World War II, took them with pistol grips. The other negative is 20 round mags go very quickly. 30 was much better, and well, we're going to talk about the brand in a second. On the flip side, this thing did have some positive elements as well. It was incredibly controllable. It was a very effective gun in that respect. Mobile accurate fire is nice. It had an incredibly robust and durable action, so this thing just ran and ran and ran. Moses Browning, man, he didn't part the seas, but he equipped the US Army, and many other Western armies, for that matter of fact. Otherwise, for positives, it's a sexy gun, very historical and iconic, and it inspired the FN Bar D, which is the best bar, and a super Chad LMG. We'll have one on the channel soon, so we'll get through it then. Now, the ASMR review, the most satisfying element of the BAR. This has an incredibly smooth action, and without the mag in, so you just appreciate the smoothness. You just gotta cycle that bad boy. It is glorious. Also, you know what? I think I'm gonna change my mind. I think it's trigger pull and listening to the bolt slam home. Oh, the heft and the lockup of this system. Yeah, that's it. That's the bar. That's the best, most satisfying element of the Browning automatic rifle. Guys, final thoughts on the bar, how to use it most effectively. I would not want to have carried this in World War II. I would have taken, not the Thompson either. I would have taken the grease gun, maybe the Garand, because that's also pretty awesome. While I appreciate the quality of construction, the ingenious design that went on to inspire many other actions, this gun was just, it was plagued by a bunch of dumb layout choices that really affected the ergonomics. But thanks to the Belgians, who realized the true potential of this system, they even flipped it upside down and made it into the Mag 58. Hi, cat. Hi there. Cats are great. As crappy as it would have been to take this thing in World War II, it is an absolute joy to take to the range nowadays. This thing just hums along. I think someone referred to it as an angry sewing machine. Ian McCullum referred to that as something. I would agree. It's kind of like an angry, like slow, just industrial sewing machine, and it's amazing. Question of the day follow-up. We're gonna say the Bren was the correct answer if you were gonna take one of those for deployment in World War II. 100% the Bren. 30 round mags, top feed system, so you can have an assistant gunner helping you reload. The ergonomics, the controls, the balance of the system, it's way more easy to keep on target and to hold. Way better bipod. Quick change barrel, so you could actually lay down heavy suppressive fire and then swap your barrel when it got hot. Man, just so many. And the sights on these Mark 1s were freaking awesome. So anyways, there you go. That's that. Thanks again to our many channel partners, including UF Pro, who was the feature partner in this one. Check out the description below for affiliate links, discount codes, and other great things that they help support those who support the channel, because a lot of people taking shots at gun stuff right now. Boom Diggity and Arm&Gun merch dropping shortly with bunker branding, so stay tuned for that. Catch you in the next one. Arm&Gun out. Boom Diggity.